You're in your mid-20s. It feels like you're standing in the middle of a crowded train station. Everything is moving fast, and you're just trying to figure out which train to get on. The people around you seem to have it together: the friend who's climbing the corporate ladder, the one getting married, the one traveling the world without a care in sight. Meanwhile, you're stuck between excitement and confusion, between the freedom of youth and the pressure of adulthood. Let me tell you something: this is normal. And more importantly, you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. No one has it all figured out. It's easy to assume that everyone else knows what they're doing, that they've got a plan, a direction, a roadmap to success. But the truth is, most people are figuring it out as they go. The curated lives you see on social media are just that, curated. They're highlight reels, not reality. The person with the high-paying job might feel trapped and miserable. The friend in a happy relationship might secretly wonder if they settled too soon. No one is immune to doubt, even if they hide it well. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's timeline. There is no universal schedule for life. Failure is not a detour, it's part of the road. By your mid-20s, you've probably faced your first real taste of failure. Maybe you didn't land that dream job, or you had a relationship fall apart. It hurts, and it feels personal. But failure isn't a sign that you're doing life wrong, it's proof that you're trying. Growth happens when things don't go according to plan. It's in the setbacks that you learn resilience, problem-solving, and self-awareness. Success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning how to recover from it without losing yourself. Stop trying to be liked by everyone. In your early 20s, you might have spent a lot of energy trying to fit in, to be agreeable, to be likable, to avoid conflict. But here's a hard truth: not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. It's not your job to mold yourself into what others want. Authenticity attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. The friendships and relationships that survive your most authentic self are the ones worth keeping. Let go of the people who can't accept you for who you are. Your health, mental, emotional, and physical, matters more than success. It's easy to buy into the hustle culture, the idea that you need to be constantly grinding to be successful. But burnout isn't a badge of honor. Your body and mind are not machines, and rest is not a weakness. Prioritize sleep. Move your body because you love it, not because you hate it. Go to therapy if you need to. Take care of your mind as much as you take care of your career. No amount of success will make up for poor mental or physical health. Relationships are the real currency of life. In your mid-20s, friendships start to shift. Some people will drift away, others will become more important than ever. Don't cling to friendships out of nostalgia. Invest in the people who show up for you consistently, the ones who celebrate your wins without jealousy and sit with you through your losses without judgment. Romantic relationships might feel like high-stakes territory, but remember, it's better to be alone than to be with someone who makes you feel small. Love should feel like a safe place, not a battlefield. Comparison is a game you can't win. It's natural to compare yourself to others: who's making more money, who's traveling more, who's in the perfect relationship. But comparison will rob you of joy every time. There will always be someone ahead of you in some way, just like there will always be someone behind you. The only metric that matters is whether you're growing in the ways that matter to you. Your path is not supposed to look like anyone else's. Stay in your lane. You don't have to know your purpose yet. There's a lot of pressure to figure out your life's purpose in your 20s, to find the perfect career, the right passion, the ultimate calling. But most people stumble into their purpose through trial and error. Your 20s are about exploring, trying things, failing at things, discovering what lights you up and what drains you. Don't panic if you don't have a clear direction yet. Just keep moving toward what feels meaningful, and trust that clarity will come with time. You're allowed to change your mind. The person you were at 20 is not the person you are at 25, and that's a good thing. Growth means letting go of old identities, old dreams, and sometimes even old relationships. You might realize that the career path you studied for isn't what you want anymore. You might outgrow a relationship that once felt like forever. That's not failure, that's evolution. You're allowed to pivot, to start over, to change direction without apology. Learn how to be alone without being lonely. In your mid-20s, you might find yourself spending more time alone, friends moving away, relationships ending, the noise of early adulthood starting to settle. Learn how to be comfortable in your own company. Take yourself out to dinner. Go for a walk without your phone. Sit with your thoughts without trying to distract yourself. If you can find peace in solitude, you'll never feel desperate for someone else to fill the silence. Your life is not measured by milestones, but by moments. It's tempting to think that life happens at the big moments, the promotions, the weddings, the breakthroughs. But real life happens in the quiet in-between, the late-night conversations with a friend, the spontaneous road trip, the lazy Sunday morning with a good book. Don't rush through those moments in search of the next big thing. Presence is the key to fulfillment. Your mid-20s are not about having it all figured out, they're about learning how to trust yourself even when you don't. They're about letting go of the idea that you need to be somewhere specific by a certain age. Life is not linear, and success is not a finish line, it's a series of choices, adjustments, and moments of grace. Trust the process. You're not behind. You're just getting started.